January 5th, 2018 was the day. The storm of life has brought so much pain. What good can come from this? And it just keeps pouring. My name is Roger Arkady Pettingill. I was born in Russia, but I was adopted. I was born in 1995. So there was a period of time where I was still with my family before I was put in the orphanage. I guess I just was very attached to them naturally. From what my mom told me, adopting me, like I didn't want to leave. I was very attached to them, and I was just screaming and telling them like I didn't want to go, and kind of just being taken as a little kid, not just from the people in the orphanage, but from my family too before that, kind of became like this norm for me. But we lived in Moscow, and only for a short period of time, and from there we went back overseas. My adopted parents, they're both ex-military. So, my dad was Special Forces, he was a Green Beret in the Army for over 20 years, and my mom was intelligence in the Army. So growing up, having that mentality, being adopted, literally being adopted into that mentality, it really helped me really take a grasp of everything that I've been through to push me forward, to, make me keep going, And my mom, my adopted mom, she does Girl Scouts with my sister. And I remember this one time, she was going to drop my sister off at this camp. And it was raining, it was gloomy, she was right before she was about to leave, and my sister Lena and I were like, it just doesn't feel right. Later to find out, she got in a car accident, she passed away. I can't explain really the thoughts that were going in my mind about all of it. My mom, who adopted me, and she went out of her way and adopted me. She chose me. It's interesting because my dad was the ex-military, Special Forces, the man, go behind enemy lines and do things. But my dad really loved her. And I saw him, and he was just upset, he was crying, and my dad really loved my mom on a level that I've never seen before. And I saw it that day. It was hard because then you look at people who had moms. I wish I had that growing up.
At any time, a parent passing away is vital to your growth and to just the love and the nurture that you need. I can't imagine losing my mother, especially at such a young age.
All that stuff creates in a person a need for stability. And I think that's what he was looking for.
Not so this time. Now the Jamaicans support once again a demonstration of superb power over the full.
I started getting into athletics, because I'm off the walls and kind of built with this anger and stuff like that, and I just started running.
When I got there, the first thing I did was I looked up Roger and said, let's go. We got to start training. And from day one, that was what he wanted to do. He would work. He was interested in getting better.
4x1 national state championship, 4x4 state championship. Go to the junior Olympic level. I did decathlon.
And continue to train even when other guys would find reasons not to.
And especially being a runner, I gotta keep running. I gotta keep there. I can't stand still. So the thing I love about running the most, how it looks so simple, but it's so complex. Running, it seems like it's the most simple thing. I mean, anyone can just pick up their legs a little bit faster than walking and, make distance, right? But with track and field, there's a lot of technique that's involved. The better your technique is, the more efficient your running is. It's about putting as much force in the ground efficiently, going forward, yet being relaxed. For me in my life, it helped me so much because of the things I've been through, and the things that I've been through is that technique. That's technique I need to use for running. And I have to use those things. The more efficient I am is the longer I can hold the stride. Not everyone uses those things to benefit their running form. And without good running form, it's going to be a lot harder to run through life.
Conversations with him would go back and forth, and we get caught up sort of sometimes in our own world, and we forget that other people are watching. Everybody's pulling for him, and he had no idea how much people were pulling for him and who all was in his corner. And I think if he knew how many people were pulling for him, it might have been fun for him to know that.
He has great people around him, people that love him, which I know have helped. But I think it's something deep within, even if he didn't have those people, that he would just keep pushing.
When I was in high school, I was in love. I was engaged 18 and I got married at 19. The next year I had my daughter Zeta. Being a dad,
Say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
was something that I think that really benefited me. It was unexpected, but my wife was pregnant again. It was weird. The pregnancy was weird with my son. It was definitely a lot different than it was with my daughter. And he told us, he's like, listen, your son has a heart disease. So what was going to have to happen with my son is he was going to have many surgeries. He was going to have many surgeries over a span of a few years. Whatever it is, let's try to get through this. Through everything that I've been through, he wasn't going to have a normal life.
Marine is.
Huh?
Marine?
Yeah.
There's a little man.
With that in mind, my son, he was going up and down with things. He was bouncing around, literally with his life. I got a call from his doctor, my son's doctor, saying, listen, he's not going to make it. And I went to go see him, and he wasn't doing well. I hold him, I put him in my arms and I hold him. I'm literally holding my son, and there's no resistance, there's no fight anymore. I'm messing with his hands, his feet, he had such little hands and little feet. And just holding on to him and kind of trying to really get the last feeling of him. Because I knew this was it. We thought that the best thing was to kind of just let him go. This is how it's supposed to be, and you just want him to think, like, I know, Dad, it's fine. This is what needs to happen. And I think he said that. It's just like, while I'm looking at him, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to really find a reason where everything, all this is okay. I remember that night, I just kind of sat on my bed. I'm just like, Lord, what more can happen to me? For most of my life, I've always thought about what could have been. With my son, my mother, and even my own life. I thought I was alone in this race, but I'm not alone. No matter how dark it gets, I'm still blessed. My whole life, I've been running. Before I stepped foot on a track, before I laced a single shoe, I've been running from this dark storm. But in the chaos of it all, I find glimmers of hope. I don't get much time, but every time that I'm with her, it's some of the best moments of my life. All I need is her presence around me. And the pain seems to fade away. Hand in hand, I walk through life with my greatest gift. I don't know what good will come out of the storm, but I do know what good I found in it.